Okay, let me just keep knocking down these questions. What's the best way to find out if a home did go to auction? Good question, Pete. Auction.com seems to be my telltale go-to. I like auction.com. I am very fond of it. I use it in my conversion. You guys want me to teach you the dollar close today? Who saw the dollar close? Where did I do the dollar close? I did the dollar close somewhere. There's a dollar close. I got a new close. For those of you that know the key close, I now have a thing called the dollar close. I can end on the dollar close today if you guys are interested. I prefer auction.com, but honestly, Pete, title company, I'm sure you got a title rep. Just call your title rep and tell them to check the records. That's the go-to. But if it's on auction.com, that's pretty much a giveaway too. Barbara, what do you consider a reasonable hourly rate for driving? Yeah, that's a really good, that is the question of the day. Hold on, I will text the boss, who is not at the event with me. What should you pay a driver for tagging? Let us see what the boss says, shall we, Barbara? And again, make sure it's somebody you know, Barbara. I cannot tell you how many times, and even family, friends, and family members have been kind of a shafty situation, in my humble opinion. Really, really bad. Really bad. Like, there are coaching calls in the archives where you can hear people going, I'm not getting a result. I go drive the area, I go put up tags, I get a result. Anand, I have not yet gotten my initial training and am not using the system yet for my business. Please help. Anand, write this number down. 213-706-0040. Yes, I'm well aware of who you are. I am very well aware of... thank you, I got the answer. All right. Anand, do exactly as I say. Call 213-706-0040. Did I get her number right, everybody? I'm going to get in a lot of trouble if I don't get it right. I just hit a button on my phone. Does that make me a bad person? 213-706-0040. Don't anybody tell her. I don't want to hear a word about it. I knew the number. Got it? I would also say this if this is going out as a podcast. If you're interested in finding out more or doing a demo on the Monster, call 213-706-0040 or go visit thelistingmonster.com. In Anand's case, you should text that number right now and set up a time with Diana to do your one-on-one call. Got it? Simple as that. Oscar Dixon. Hello, I received a response from a homeowner. Her property was set to go to auction on a certain day. However, the date was postponed without the homeowner requesting it. Why would this happen? Because it was probably their first postpone. Tell them they won't get a second postpone, and in 30 days they'll actually foreclose and go get the listing. Say exactly those words. Take a copy of their notice of sale and say those exact words. That is my aggressive close. All right. Brenda, what is on the label that causes the homeowner to call? Brenda, have you not done your coaching call? I know that you purchased. Have you done your one-on-one call? Brenda, then you know it's a delivery label. Right? You're putting their last name and a tracking number on it. If you're still struggling with it, that's kind of the easy part of the system. The hard part is the actual conversion. Okay, good. That's what's on the label. I'm talking in vague generalities because I know that this might actually be a podcast. I occasionally turn a few coaching calls into content for other purposes. But apparently I can't seem to get any guests to show up, so it doesn't really... I could have recorded this anywhere. It's a good coaching call. You guys are asking good questions today. I like all the... You saw the dollar close. You want to hear the dollar close, Richard? You saw the... Has anybody heard the key close? Does anybody date that far back besides maybe Richard? Let me see. I got to look. Who's on this call? So I wrote, I like clothes. Yeah, Barbara. All right, I'll do it before I leave today.
Good morning, realtors.
And oh, hold on, there's an announcement.
Let's talk about urbanism.
Let's talk about urbanism.
Find out all about it at 10:30 this morning.
Urbanism. How does that help you get a listing?
At C.A.R.
If you're coming, by the way, Fred, if you're on your way coming here to CAR, to the expo, walk around to each of the booths and ask them, how does this help me get a listing? Right? Right, Richard? What is urbanism? Sounds like I should do a podcast on urbanism. That's what she said. I'm not making it up. I will say it. When you come to this expo, or I'll be in Florida in a month or so with David, my comments are always the same. Isn't the number one focus on how to get more buyers and more sellers? Okay, there's 35 of you on the call. I did a good job because I wanted a good live crowd. All of you on the call, by a show of hands. You guys all understand that your number one job is to market and get more buyers and sellers, right? That's it. This isn't a clubhouse. And I would like to see at least half of you raise your hand on this crazy concept, but it would seem rational to me. Thank you for those of you who raised your hand. It would seem rational to me, right? By the way, Lou, I did all the updates. It's propagating the system. I'm thinking of you, big guy. I stayed up late last night auto-propagating the system. David sent me all of his webinars that I've got to download out of a Dropbox and then re-upload, okay? But they're all auto-propagating as we speak. I will send out an email before the end of the week when they're all on the coaching page. Just for you, Lou. Just for you. It was you, Lou, that was busting my balls for the last couple of weeks, right? Did I get it right? Call me on my own accountability. This is what happens when you run your own shop. Might not have been you, Lou. I think it was you, Lou. No, I don't think it was Lou. It wasn't Lou. Who was busting my balls? Somebody was busting me really hard about not updating the page. I don't even think he's on the call. How funny is that? Oh, Bob, it was you. Bob Dockman. Sorry, Bob. I didn't want to get this wrong. Bob, it was you, Bob. Bob, I got them all auto-propagated. They're all uploading into Vimeo. They're all going up. I will send out an email this week including everything David Bartels has ever done on any of the coaching calls. And let me tell you how painstaking and long it was to do all that, just for you, Bob. I was thinking of you while I did it, Bob. So you called me on my stuff. I'm going to call you on yours. Did you go up and put out tags this week, Bob? Welcome to accountability. Suddenly there's... Gloria, I'm going to update the coaching call page. I'm the IT department as well. Here's the good side and the bad side of the monster marketing organization. There are 3 people. Legit 3 people. There's David, Diana, and me. Everybody got that? Everything in regards to websites, updates to the system, scripts, new marketing pieces, new closings, things to use that are beneficial to you are all created and put up by me. I don't hire somebody out to go and do my web updates. I don't hire somebody to make my podcast. I don't have somebody put my podcasts online for me. Thank you, Janice. I knew I did. I knew I did it somewhere, right? I knew that it happened. The dollar close happened somewhere. Was the dollar close as good as I thought it was in my mind, Janice? I feel like the Counting Crows. How was that set? And from Brett, urbanism is the study of the characteristics, ways of interaction on inhabitants of towns and cities, urban areas, with the built environment. It is a direct component of disciplines such as urban planning. What the hell does this have to do with getting a listing or a buyer, Brett? I appreciate the definition, by the way. The study of urban life and culture. Look, I'm all for it. Right? He wrote blah, 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 nothing. This is a good podcast. Or I've had a lot of coffee, one or the other. Oh, good, Lou. You need to put up the tags yourself. Oh no, I'm gonna do it, Janice. I am a maybe some of you are aware of this. I'm a big fan of my own stuff. I think whatever I create is brilliant. If I wouldn't, you get. I'm going to give you a little thing about content creation here. This is a little off topic, but let me tell you, part of your job is to do. Yeah, I'm probably convincing you not to waste time here. And David's going to all the meetings, and we'll interview him next week about what he learned at the meetings. So if you don't want to drive down here to walk around maybe 10 aisles of useless products and see things that really aren't going to benefit you with getting a buyer or a seller. I'm going to go look for data. I'll go talk to Rebo. I'll go talk to Realty Track, but I think you guys can see where this is going. Hence the reason why I have somebody get me in and speak at their booth or find some way to work off the debt, because paying $200 to, if you are a non-member, what a rip. All right. Let me talk about content creation, which all of you should be doing on some level. Darrell does it. There are about two people. Josh is not on the call. So Darrell does it. David Bartels does it. Doug does it. I've seen a few of you be pretty good at content creation, which is basically putting up content, building a social following, building a network, et cetera, et cetera. If you don't think what you put up is important, then don't put it up. All right. So I have to think that the boxing program that I do, that I've been doing since 2006, is the best show ever. If I do the Honish Report, my core podcast that does probably about 1,000 people a day, I have to believe that talking into a mic blindly for 5 to 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, or 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, even like this, really all I'm doing is looking at people on a screen at the end of the day. I still have to be able to carry the conversation and believe that whatever I'm saying is valuable and worth recording, if that makes sense. If I write a blog, it has to be worth reading. I have destroyed complete blogs because I didn't like the way they turned out. And you have to take that into account. So if you're reposting things, add a comment to it. I just can't stress these things enough. Nobody really cares what you're eating or where you're at. The only reason you're doing that is for social behavior. There's actually a metrics that only Darrell and I care about in regards to behaviors on social media. And there are only 3 pieces of social media that you really need to care about: LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. I am currently investigating Facebook Live and the social engagement it has. But I can tell you this, uploading video and using Facebook Live is probably one of the best ways, if not the only way, to engage potential buyers or sellers. Twitter will not, LinkedIn will not. That's reality. There's your little update on content creation. Back to your questions, live from the California Association of Realtor Expo. Good times. Apparently Hans must have somebody. So I will answer the last of these questions, and then I will do the dollar close for all of you. All right. Thank you, Richard. Any other nuggets from presentation other than the dollar close? Oh, persuasion. Honestly, what I'm into right now from persuasion, I'm going to do his other book, but I knew those core values before Richard, which is a weird thing. So what am I doing when I meet a potential client or when I'm doing a presentation? That's what you guys understand this. Your first front door presentation to a potential seller, right, is a presentation. So what is your presentation? Are you taking an iPad with auction.com? Are you gearing up and have a dollar close in your back pocket? I'll show you how to do it in a minute. Are you taking information in your package to them that is valuable? So Brenda and Gloria, you guys are brand new. You really start to need to think about these things. So you do this one-on-one call with Diana, and that's sort of the textbook. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to do. And we've heard David talk about what to say and what to do a million times. when Janice gets